The Pride tier list has been updated to finally reflect where Rumani is. So let's talk a little bit about this, and let's actually switch the tier list before we start, because I don't like the low deficit tier. I've said this already a lot of times. I believe the low deficit doesn't make a lot of sense, because most people at low deficit can play with whatever you have and you'll find no problems. I think it should be only high deficit bossing and PvP, but then again, it's not my website, it's fucking Pride, alright? It's not our website. Our website, however, was also updated, and as you can see, Rumani is on the lowest possible position. In fact, if I could, I would put her on a T5 on her own with Crow, probably. Yeah, Crow and Rumani together at the bottom. So let's go into bossing and let's check where Rumani is, what she's doing, and her review and investment tips from Pride. Now, all that said, before we start, leave a like, subscribe. If you want to support my content, you can with coffee in the link in the description down below. Rumani, it's an A for low story, B for high deficit and bossing, and then SS for PvP. When it comes to PvP, you all know it. I don't care. We will not touch much on this topic because it's not something that I can provide valuable information. Right? That said, when it comes to bossing, I don't agree that she should be this high. I don't agree that she provides the same as Pepper, nor N102. Okay, N102 provides more than Rumani by far. And with this on our previous test, if you want to go check my other video, where we pitted Rumani versus N102 as our B1 buffer. And N102 overall gives the same buff to everyone, but Rumani only buffs machine guns, SMGs, and some assault rifles, meaning she is losing to an SR character that is really, really, really bad. Now, the other thing that I want to touch on, other than that I would put her a lot lower, where Crow is, that's where I would put Rumani personally. The other thing that I want to touch on is PvP, because a lot of people were calling her a PvP character. But the reality is that the only reason you're calling it a PvP character is because the rocket launcher. It's just her weapon type. Shift Up didn't make a character for a PvP. Her kit is not PvP. When you see, for example, Rosanna, she sucks, but you read her kit and you understand, okay, I can use this on PvP. This is clearly oriented towards that, not PvE. But when you read Rumani, she's just plain bad. She's a bad character. So let's talk a little bit about her kit, why she sucks so much, and the investment tips by Pride that they are doing, and if I agree with them or not. Like I was saying on the tier, I don't agree. Personally, I will put her a lot lower. A lot lower. I think she's literally one of the worst characters Shift Up has ever made. By far. Now, enough yapping. Skill 1, Skill 2, Burst. Let's start with the skills themselves. Let me actually come to the NIKKEpedia so we can show them in here, and we can go into Rumani, favorite B1. So skills at value 10, right? Let's start with the skill 1 and skill 2. These two skills they basically do not synergize at all. They hate each other. Skill 2, you want to hit parts 5 times, and then you will get damage to parts increased by 10% for 5 seconds. 10%. An awful modifier, so you need to be spamming to get this done on the parts. The problem is that the skill 1, you want to full charge, and she has a full charge time of 1 second. And you need to do this 5 times in order to be getting the damage to parts and also to keep the muscle up buff in there. This is a stack up to 5 times, lasting for 2 seconds. Could you self-sustain 100% uptime on this max HP? No, because you're going to be reloading and you're also going to be going in and out of cover, and the bosses sometimes teleport and fuck you over. Can this still be almost 100% uptime? Yes, depending on the boss. The town itself, it's only when you are actually on full boost charge, also while you are full charging. So skill 1 and 2 hate each other. They will not even be blocking together or sustaining enough time. The other thing is that percentage. That percentage is awful when it comes to actually doing anything. Let me find D. What is D? Do I have it on my secret? Yes. When we talk to damage to parts, right? There is characters that even at level 1 affects all attacker allies. Damage to parts increase 16%. Who else has damage to parts? Because right now I cannot think of all the characters. And I don't know if I have them here. Parts. Increased damage to breakable parts. We have A2, D, Doro, Neon Blue Ocean. Let's check Neon Blue Ocean and see how much damage to parts she's getting, right? Because Neon Blue Ocean, you all know how bad of a character she is, alright? At level 1, she's giving this 3 times, and at level 1 is a 5%. If we were to level this up, it's still stronger. If we even want to check something like A2, if you want a great character, decent DPS, not the best one nowadays, but still a decent one. Damage to parts at level 4, 30% for 3 seconds, and this is 100% uptime. Like, see those things? Even her numbers are just bad. Rumani offers nothing for your team. The only thing that she's bringing into the table is this burst, right? Max HP increase for herself, 15%, awful percentage again, and then normal attack damage multiplier, which only works for some units. So it's not like it's even usable or anything. So all in all, her kit just is a mess. It's a complete mess. Now there is some sources saying that this kit was changed before release, all right? And by some sources, I mean this kit was changed before release, all right? I'm just saying it was a lot stronger, but it is what it is. That could have been actually her redeeming factor. If the burst was a lot higher on the multiplier to increase that does normal attack damage, because machine guns can benefit from this and SMGs too, and you can make a team around those. So she could have been a great option for, let's say, a budget buffer for those teams specifically. It is what it is though. Now, let's go over the pros and the cons, and then we'll go over the investment tips. Pros: super high burst generation, agree, pretty good. Quite tanky on her own. I wouldn't call her tanky. Like, well, when I think of tanky characters, I think of something like Noise rather than something like Rumani. She will take some hits, yes, but not as much as Noise or other taunters, right? I would put her even lower than Ludmilla, and Ludmilla doesn't even have to sustain, all right? Skills have an okay base value. From base value to like level 10 doesn't change that much, so I could agree with this, but still, I think her values are just bad, plain bad. A girl has no shield and actively tries to seduce the commander. This is great. This is a good pro. Agree. Now, pros. Let's go into the pros right here and let's talk about them. Kid is so weak on the PvE side, very little offensive buff, no offensive buffs. Her damage, her normal attack multiplier is not that great, and again, weapon type base. Scaling is also terrible. You don't want to invest anything on her skills besides CP padding, and even for CP padding, most of the times for raids, you can get away with some characters having skills at level 4 and even like a 1 skill 7, like a 4/4/7 for Rumani, for example, right? It would be more than enough just for the extra CP. For most people, they are not going to be invested in this character. And then PvP is not liked by most players, although it's the most common stream of gems. Hence, she's a skippable unit for most. Is PvP the most common stream of gems? We could talk about this actually, because I don't know where all the gems in NIKKE are coming from, right? Like number wise. So we could talk about this on another video. Could be interesting. Now, I don't like PvP, I skip, but I still get 1600 gems, so I'm pretty happy with that. Anniversary is super close and can be considered a bait due to her PvP prowess. Not cannot be considered, alright? She is the biggest bait they've done. Bigger bait than Clay and Bait. Bigger bait than who was like another character that's kind of bait, right? Row can be considered bait. Roche, whatever the fuck you want to call her, okay? She can be considered a bait character because, yeah, she's great, but most people already have CDR characters and are not competitive, so they could kind of justify skipping her. But even then, she's good, right? This is not bait, this is just shit. A shit character, so chill. Now, lastly, all that muscle, but very little to show for it against Raptors. Agree as well. Even though I don't think she has muscles, she looks like, look at those arms, okay? I'm just saying, good hips, good assets, but look at those arms. What are those? What are those? She doesn't even live. Now, that's saying, let's go into the investment tips. Lastly, and let's check what Prewell is recommending. For PvE, they're going for a 4/4/4. I wouldn't even take her to 4. I would skip her 1/1/4. But yes, and then even for PvP, they're recommending 4/4/4. And then they're saying that priority for PvP is medium, and that you want attack, elemental, and defense as possible, and ideal for charge speed. And there is nothing essential, but even re-rolling gear for her would feel like a waste, if I'm being honest, right? For example, when I spent like 100 gems on one piece of gear for Black Shadow, it didn't feel bad, because it's Black Shadow and I like her. But when I spent rocks on other characters, right, it does feel really bad. So all in all, I agree with the review overall. I don't agree with the positioning on the tier list. Even for like the boss in itself, I just cannot put her at the same level as Pepper and N102. N102 provides more for new players than Rumani, and you will get N102. So it's like, she's more universal, another rocket launcher anyway, so still great per generation, and you don't have to invest on a character you will never have any usage for outside of PvP. That said, all in all, great review as usual by our boys at Prywell. Speaking on the tier list, by the way, as you all know, I have stolen, and by stolen I mean I asked for permission first, right? Do you see these things here that says meta the things here like best replacement, situational, etc. We have updated our tier list. I need to make a video. We haven't finished all the ratings yet, but as you can see now, you will have new separators here, like the Prewen ones. Once again, thank you Prewen for letting me copy this style. Antilar helps me a lot with the website, which I always appreciate. He's a fucking goat. So shout out to Prewen, to Antilar, to Snake, everyone in there from the NIKKE team. And as you can see, we have some new flags in here that you can check with the shift tab. What is this? But I will make a separate video talking about the tier list when we finish going over all of this and bringing up and down some of those characters. All in all that yapping. That's gonna be it for this video. As usual, thank you all also for watching my content. Have a great day. Good luck with your pool dinner dates. I'll see you in the next one.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。